Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 22 of Crusader Kings 2. We are just about to start another war because that's what we do. So let's go ahead and declare a war on this guy. We want to take Cremona, so let's go ahead and try and do that. We want to raise up our armies. How many men does he have? Probably not a huge number. He's only got like 400 and something. I'm not going to bother raising up my vassals' levies. We want these raised levy penalties to go away. So what I'm going to do for now is just raise up my own. That can be a little bit dangerous, just raising up your own levies. Because basically what happens is every time you get into a war and you lose men, you're essentially losing your own men as opposed to... You want to come and engage me in the mountains? That's fine. You're basically losing your own men as opposed to losing men that belong to your vassals. So that's not always necessarily a very good idea. He's lost that good and proper, hasn't he? So let's just stay down here. Is that where you're going to head to? And of course, it's always better to lose your vassals' men, really, because those are the ones that will rise up against you in a revolt. Count Arrest approaches you, my liege. I have a great idea for a monument, something to raise our cultural status. Now, you see, every time I've done this in the past, he ends up building a statue of himself. I don't have a very high opinion of him. No, don't bother. We're not interested in your waffle. Let's go ahead and group you together. I don't even know where he's heading off, actually. He's going to stand on Treviso, where he doesn't even have enough men to siege it. Congratulations and well done. And Splurger, Ashel Singh died of cancer. You were my cousin. Okay, fair enough. We've already 50% through this war. Credible reports of the sighting of the Great White Stag. Off we go again. Go and look for that. And again, we're weakening all these dukes sort of bit by bit as we go. There's a victory there. 78%. Looks like war with the Basilius again. You've gathered your followers and your hunting dogs. It will not escape me this time. Yeah, it probably will, let's be honest. You spend weeks in the wilderness searching for any trace of your prey, but are forced to return empty-handed. You are sure that no one's impressed by your failed adventure. It's my own fault. We can become humble or we can become arbitrary. Well, arbitrary is not a very good trait because you lose stewardship, learning and vassal opinion. Humble's quite nice. It's monthly piety, improves same trait opinion. So let's go ahead and take humble. It's the lesser of two evils, really. Castletown has been built. And who's this that we can currently arrest? This is actually William. We've got an opportunity to arrest him for some reason. Let's go ahead and just quickly end this war. Enforce our demands. So we've usurped that title. So why can why can we arrest you? You have a plot going on. You are trying to fabricate a claim on a duchy against me. So we could arrest our own son here. We've got a 50% chance that we can arrest him. My domain size is now too big because we have taken Cremona. We do have another unlanded son. So let's go and make you the Count of Cremona. So that solves one problem. Let's go ahead and try and arrest him. And we were actually successful. That's fine. Let's go and stand the army down. I guess we were actually fine doing that in Cremona anyway. So we'll stand the army down. We've got an open council position now for a new marshal. Andy wants on the council. That will make him really, really happy. He's a really good marshal. So let's go ahead and get you training troops in the capital. There we go. So that's yet another piece of land we've managed to scalp away from our liege, as it were. I find it curious that the Catholic priests are constantly pestering Grand Mayor Ardoin, no matter what he promises to do or no matter how much money he bestows the Catholic Church. I know what the great mayor could do. The solution to his problems. I don't want anything to do anything to make the priests upset, or you want my advice, then it'll cost you. Yeah, fine, we'll do that one. I'm not too bothered about the church. Far from their ancestral northern lands, the Lombards have, over the centuries, slowly but steadily adopted more and more Latin Roman traditions. In the county of Lombardy, the people have now gone so far to start considering themselves properly Italian. Fantastical. Sorts of random baronies and things being usurped, but that is fine. So how are you doing now in terms of your troops? It's getting quite high, but you can see he actually has 1,400 hired. So he's got some mercenaries, and he also has 550 retinues. Retinues is something I would love to get. Looks like we're going carousing again. Speaking of retinues, do we finally have enough to hire any? Well, we could do. We could get some pikemen and archers. We could get some archers and heavy infantry. We could get some archers and light infantry. This is going to be the best one for us. It's mainly heavy infantry with a few archers. Retinue usage cap of 700 and we're 632. So we'll have to wait slightly before we can get that. It's only 250 men though. And sometimes numbers just helps. So I think I'm going to go for this one for a while. We can sort of mix them between. So let's go ahead and get our first retinue. So a retinue isn't like a levy, it stays on the map. It starts off with just one man and low morale, but as each month ticks on, it will gain more and more men. So we're in October now, we go into November. It's still just one man, one of 250, but it will improve. You've arrived at the private rooms. Let's get this party started. The monthly prestige will go up. You can also adjust how quickly your levies reinforce by choosing these things here. Currently, retinues. Currently, retinues are set not to reinforce. So let's go and put it on the highest. 2.5% of the retinue each month, or you can sort of pick halfway in between that. But we do want to sort of increase our retinue cap where we can. Hail to the Duke. So when we get into the next month now, we should go up from 1 soldier. It's going up very slow. There we go. It's going up to 8 now. It's starting to get there. Let's just have a quick round again on these buildings. We're currently upgrading the barracks there. You're still upgrading the keep. You could be working on... I don't think we want to work on any of those directly at the moment. Barracks for the heavy infantry. Yeah, let's go and do that one. And Lucia, done the castle town. Let's go and get the keep. There we go. That's spent through a fair bit of our money, but that will help us out in the long run. So 5,500 troops now that we could raise more or less. Child lacks an education focus. You are my son. This is Glenn. You are willful, affectionate, and playful. Well, looks like it's a martial education for you. Another one. Martial's always good to have. Basically, the higher martial you have, the more levy you can get. It's that simple. Okay, looks like we're carousing still. And the more and more land we get, the better it's going to be for us. Grandmere Arduin is feasting and reveling like a lunatic. You can hardly stand up. You're laughing so hard. I must invite him more often. +1 diplomacy and +10 general opinion. Because we're cheery. Excellent. How long are we cheery for? Only a couple of years, but that's still a nice little modifier. Brilliant. And we're gaining a lot of prestige. Prestige is always really, really good to have. When you consider that we only started out with one single county, and you see how much we own now. It's a little bit hard to see because a lot of the colours down here, they're all sort of washed out and pastel colours, but there's quite a decent chunk of this land that is mine. All of the that's the opinion map mode, which is not the one that I was aiming for. So basically all of the green stuff here is my land. So we've got a fair bit. There's a little bit of border gore going on, but we'll sort that out as time goes on. During the last few days, my daughter, Brunilde, has been clutching at her stomach and made frequent visits to the privy. I've now been informed that she is suffering from dysentery. Dysentery is not good. Yes. What have we got here? Rumour about a spy sneaking around again. Do we still have that martial modifier? No, we've lost it. We'll just keep taking that and keeping the 21 martial modifier. I don't care if it upsets the church a little bit. Looks like we're losing our war against the Basilius. Looks like we're going out on the lash again. So let's go and do that. Seems we've got some Vikings coming in here. They're not coming in to raid me, though. They're getting brave, coming this far inland. Courtier might fancy me. She's depressed and she has the pox. Yeah, she's not my type. We don't want to be getting the pox. So we've actually got quite a good heir now with Andy. Because he doesn't have the genius trait, unfortunately. And I don't really like this scholarship focus, but I can't really do anything about that. He's got a relatively decent wife, although she's brawny. Well, brawny's good. That's a trait that can breed into their children. They only have a daughter at the moment. The daughter isn't showing as being brawny. Got some decent combat modifiers. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all, really. I just don't like that scholarship focus. He wants to groom an heir, which is fine. We shall carry that on. Anyway, let's go on and keep getting drunk. Looks like we're playing that game again. Apparently I still can't win, so that's fine. So the levy will keep reinforcing until it gets up to 250. The revelling and carousing is over. So you can see how we're using 550 retinue caps. So the amount of the cap you use isn't based on the number of soldiers you have. It's just based on the value of each unit. Because some units are classed as stronger than others and they use more of your retinue cap. We've got credible reports of that white stag again. Hang on a minute. Just let me check this. Ah, William is no longer in prison. How did he get out and where did he go? That's Welchis and Carsten. You both are unhappy because you want to be on the council. Unfortunately, Carsten, I mean, you do have a 100 opinion of me because we're friends, which is good. Because apart from your marshal, which is okay-ish, you're terrible. You've got a lot of intrigue. You're also a trader with business contacts. You would be a good spy master. However, you'd probably also try and kill me off. So, Welchis, are you one of the people in the factions against me? You are not. Who is my current spy master? A random duchess with 18. What did I say that Welchis had? 23. That's considerably more. Do you know what we'll do then? We will appoint you as our new spy master. And you can go down there and study technology in Thrake. And if you get killed, I'm probably not going to lose any sleep over it. Especially because we don't have to necessarily worry about sons. We can always vote in cousins, brothers, nephews, anyone who is of the same dynasty we can vote to be our heir. That's the great thing about elective succession. Rule of imprisonment sovereignty law. Yes, let's go ahead and ignore that one. I mean, it'll probably still pass anyway. So, this has got this same event we had last time. We don't want to become arbitrary. We can't become humble because we already are humble. So we'll just pick that same option and not gain anything from it. So the institution of rule of imprisonment sovereignty law has passed. That's fine. Still got this random character that owes us a favour. I really don't know what we'd want to do with said favour. We are still attempting to suck up to the Pope. We're not doing a particularly good job of it down there. We're also trying to fabricate a claim over here. Ah, Ravenna prospers. Very nice. Does increase the chance of diseases. It looks like we're going out and getting bladdered again. Seems to be something you do quite often on the carousing focus. So just after looking at how much the Pope liked us, it looks like that we've improved relations with him again. So it's up to 34 now. He probably still wouldn't give me any money. No, he wouldn't. Just mostly base reluctance. But getting extra money is always good. We're making a decent amount, I think. We're getting pretty old these days, though. Not making as much as I'd like to. I mean, we are paying levy upkeep now as well. It's 65 ducats a year. I guess that's not too great. How old are we, actually? We're 50. Young Alamano is full of energy and will get things done. This is a random courtier. He can become just, or he can lose the trait conscientious and become diligent. Who is this random child? Is it some prisoner we have? No, we don't have any prisoners. Why do I care about these random courtiers? We could become bitter rivals with him. We could become out of patience. Yeah, why am I bothered? Why does that have anything to do with me? Since I came to Pavia, we've never had a shortage of soldiers, so that should make my liege like me a little. He really hates me, doesn't he? Really hates me, because we're ambitious. Yeah, we're going to have to do something about him at some point. Time to get back to real life. How are your pacts doing, sir? You still have that one pact with the Khan of Bulgaria, who, to be honest, only has 2k men himself. Mission to Rome successful. If we actually got another retinue, or were able to hire some mercenaries, we could probably beat that, to be honest. Word stood against word, the farmers against a courtiers about damage caused to the farmer's house by a cow owned by the courtier. So this is my daughter. The farmer should be compensated. The farmer is obviously lying. Compensate the farmer. I'm not too bothered about my daughter. She should just pay for the reparations. Wow, my daughter's not happy with my decision. Like I care. So we've still got some minor titles. Weak claims can be pressed for some counties, but they're not for myself. We've arrived at the private rooms. Yeah, let's get the revelling started. One thing we should do, actually, though, is have a look at these weak claims and see if we can actually press them. Because you are my courtier. I am your liege. So you would become a count. This is all up here. I don't even know why I'm even involved in all of this rubbish. Where are these? Where did this kid even come from? Why is he even in my court? I'm not bothered about you and your weak claims. Yeah, just... I can't even ask them to leave court. You can't ask kids to leave your court for some random reason. There we go. We've got that modifier again that gives us the extra diplomacy. Let's make sure we're unpaused. So levy's getting nice and fat now. Our prestige is absolutely ramping up right now. How are things going with Rome? 54. Would you give me money? Request money. Maybe. Maybe. We can wait. Oh, hang on. What have we got here? Righteous imprisonment of a random vassal. What is he up to? Let's just make sure we're paused there. You are doing what, good sir? You are plotting. You are plotting to kill my son. Arrest him. He's safely locked away. And if all you people could get out of these plots, please. Stop backing plot. Just going to say no anyway. There's my... my liege is even involved in that one as well. Can we ask you to stop backing this plot, please? He doesn't like me, so he's obviously going to say no. Yeah, it will not withdraw his support. We could just ask you to end your plot directly. No, you're going to say no, aren't you? Let's just keep getting that martial score going. So I can see sooner or later we are going to have to do something about this. Righteous imprisonment of Karsten, right? What are you doing now? You are plotting to kill my kinsman. Just don't do that. Just stop it. Be a good son. So this is, again, a random courtier. Learn on your own. I don't want to take penalties for someone that has no bearing on my kingdom. What is the point in that? So we are in a... What's this random war going here? I'd like to invite you. Yeah, of course I will come. Why are we in a war? The Second Lombard Venetian Embargo War. Is Venice no longer my... No, Venice is still my tributary. So I'm not too sure what's going on with that. Of course, I'll allow him to do all of the killing, because then he can lose his units as opposed to me losing mine. If you wouldn't mind keeping away from my retinue. In fact, I'm going to bring the retinue down here to Siena. It might be a little bit safer. Let's get the reveling going. Again, a small retinue like this on its own is very, very much at risk. So you do have to consider that carefully. More prestige. We're over 3,000 prestige now. Again, I'm not bothered about this kid. Because he's not even my kid. Why do I care? Court. See if we can find him. That's you. Some random person. Get out. He loses 5. We lose 5 prestige. His opinion of us changes me to -5. Yep. I'm fine with that, to be honest. Unlanded Sons. Glenn is now after some land. So we've still got this one plot against us. Now we could move our spymaster there and try and stop this from happening. So you are the Duke of Pisa. You are intrigue focused. You are deceitful. Let's go ahead and get my spymaster scheming in Pisa. We might be able to get him. Well, he's not in Pisa. This is where he lives. He's the Duke of Pisa, but we actually own Pisa, the county at the moment. We might be able to do something with our spymaster to get him out of the plot. Anyway, that's probably a good point to end the video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying Crusader Kings 2. I'll see you next time, and until then, goodbye for now.